could always put it on top of the box or next to the box or in front of the box or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
It can be near the box. It's mint near box.
Right.
That's a thing. Right?
Yeah. Totally.
Mint near box. Well, if that's not an indication of what's coming up here, folks, I don't know what is. Hey, everybody, how's it going? We are here to let's just get into what we're about to
Pump you up.
We are here to pump you up. We're going to be unboxing some goodies from our friends at Hasbro that they sent us to review and take a look at, and very excited to do that. We've got the Ecto-1, which has been high up on my list. It was one of those things that I was like, they're never going to redo the Ecto. Lo and behold, here it is.
Surprise!
It's in our hands now, so we're going to get into that. We got a couple of the ghosts, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun, so please stay tuned because you're going to hear a bunch of joyous old dudes talking about toys in a couple seconds here. But first, the news. And it's a light news week, Chris.
Yes.
Because, so last week we said this is the calm before the storm. I almost said Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Groundhog Day. Precisely.
God, it feels like Groundhog Day.
That thing that happened 2 months ago, but yeah.
Yes. Ghostbusters Day is coming up soon. Not Groundhog Day. Already passed. Excellent movie. Please check it out. So yeah, we got Ghostbusters Day coming in a couple of weeks here, and I think that's where all of the big news is going to be happening. So it's a little bit of a calm before the storm, a little bit of a lull before we get into things. But the one thing I did want to mention, Chris, because you and I have been watching it very closely, the Martin Scorsese SCTV documentary, which you and I were very concerned has disappeared. They had that premiere that Rick Moranis snuck into without getting his photo taken. And we thought after that premiere that we would start to maybe see the movie. Maybe it would come out on Netflix. Maybe it would show up video on demand or something. And then it disappeared. And there was a rumor that it got shelved. There was a rumor that something happened and they're not going to finish it. There was a rumor that it's totally gone. Mr. Joe Flaherty is here to squash all those bugs. As is Catherine O'Hara, because she chimed in as well to substantiate this. But Martin Scorsese, he is, I want to say he's 85, 86 at this point. How old is Scorsese?
He's got to be about that, yeah.
Yeah, but is still one of the most prolific people in Hollywood. He is working on 5 projects at the same time. It is insane how much that guy works on. And it seems like the SCTV documentary is just sitting in limbo because of Scorsese being in this,
he's 78.
78. Okay. All right. So he's not quite in his 80s. I thought he was 80. I thought he had already hit 80, but
he's almost.
But I mean, he and George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola, all in that same sort of generation where they're hitting that age. And Martin Scorsese, he's not slowing down at all. And because of that, the SCTV documentary is just not done. It's not finished, even though they premiered it, which is not uncommon. Premiering a documentary at a big film festival in a working state or in a work in progress state is not unheard of. We actually did that with one of our documentaries where it premiered at the Cannes Film Festival and we were still working on it. It was just like the 65-minute version of the movie that was done. I breathed a sigh of relief because I have anxiously been awaiting that. I know that there's a lot of great storytelling, a lot of great people involved in that. Obviously, you don't have Harold Ramis and John Candy there, but at least they can speak fondly of the two of them. And we're going to get to see it. That's the biggest point on this whole thing, is that we're going to get to see it. I need to calm down. Everything will be okay. I'll go listen to my Bob and Doug records until...
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Not like red ketchup. It's coming. So that was really the only news item. Honestly, I scoured the internets. We've got a few things like our friends have been doing some fun social media stuff. The Buffalo Ghostbusters. I did see that Jason Reitman was at Hook and Ladder number 8. I don't believe it was for the Buffalo Ghostbusters presentation, but they're doing God's work out there and fixing the Ghostbusters sign for the Hook and Ladder number 8. That I've seen them sending patches out. Ecto Crank has an awesome patch where the peace sign has got a bandage around it. So the fan franchises are doing a whole lot of business, whole lot of stuff. But news-wise, very slow. Very slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay. Why is that
So,
okay,
good night,
Chris?
everybody.
Yeah, that's it. This was our, let's see, where are we at? Let's timestamp this at 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Bye.
Fastest episode we've ever done. No. Now what we are going to do, ladies and gentlemen, this is an unboxing just like the kids do. We're going to do this on TikTok, lots of jump cuts, lots of fast movement. We're going to do a couple of transitions. This is, no. We're very excited because Hasbro has sent us a box. And every time Chris and I get a box, Chris has already taken his out. I got it over here to the side with me. But particularly this one, as mentioned at the top of the show, I'm really excited for. What do you want to do, Chris? Because I know you want to keep some stuff mint inbox on card. I see Fearsome Flush behind you.
Yeah, they're just there to show. I'll pull them out and pull them over and we can look at them.
Well, so here's what I'm going to pull because
let's leave the big one to last.
Yeah, we'll leave the big one to last. I got this awesome packaging here. I'll pull that out. I'm going to start with the Bug Eye Ghost. And the only reason I'm going to start with the Bug Eye Ghost is because Hasbro is very amazing and kind and generous, and they have sent us these things for free, which is, I have to stress, one of the coolest perks of doing this podcast. Very grateful and thankful for that. They are also very, very cognizant that I have a potty training 3-year-old, possibly, and they did not send me Fearsome Flush. I think for that particular reason, because they don't want her to be scared of toilets. It's the same reason I haven't shown her Look Who's Talking 2, because I don't want her to be afraid of the toilet biting her. That's the only thing I remember from that stupid second movie is the toilet trying to bite the kids. So all I have is Bug Eye Ghost. I don't have Fearsome Flush. All you have is
Bug Eye Ghost.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's hang on 1 second, and let's quickly have a look at.
But yeah,
Fearsome Flush.
Does Fearsome Flush? Because I will tell you, Bug Eye Ghost looks a little different to me. Does Fearsome Flush feel different at all? Look different? Feel different?
No. Now remember, it's been pointed out time and time again. I've pointed it out most of the times that I didn't like collect large amounts of the originals when they came out, and when I later on started collecting, so I have a whatever the Granny Ghost, and I think I have Hunchback from when they did the weird
Hunchback is good.
Universal Monsters one. Those are the only two ghosts I own.
No Tombstone Tackle. I feel like Tombstone Tackle is the one that everybody else has, just because he's such an iconic presence. Okay,
I might have a loose one, like a couple of loose ghosts, but these ones were actually, sizable ghosts. Fearsome Flush, I don't think has changed much, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Fearsome Flush was one of the toys that I did not have as a kid. I didn't have a lot of the ghosts. I had Egon.
The guys.
I had Egon. I had Peter. I had the Ecto-2. Right? Was the Ecto-2? The Ecto-2 was the one that was the little go-kart with the fly swatters, right? I can't remember. They did a lot of designations. They had the Ecto 5000, which was the one with the the vacuum hoses. I believe it was the Ecto 2. So I had
the Ecto 2 was the helicopter.
Oh, Ecto 2 is the helicopters. So then, shoot, what was the? You're right.
I was going to start plugging in numbers as Ecto 3 is the one with the fly swatters in the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had that. And then I had the role-playing toys. I had the Proton Pack and the Trap, and of course the PKA meter came with the pack. But that's all I had, really. And then I started getting some of the Fright Features ones, so that's how I got Ray and Winston. I got the Fright Features Ray and Winston, and then I had the 4 guys, thankfully. But I didn't get a lot of the other toys until much later. So yeah, didn't get first. This is the first time I have had Bug Eye Ghost. Funny enough, Fearsome Flush I was able to get later on in high school, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy everything that my parents didn't get me because I have money in eBay and things are still fairly cheap. But yeah,
it's weird. I only recently realized that the inside of the Fearsome Flush's mouth looks like he's got the Bug Eye, like it looks like the Bug Eye Ghost on the underside of the lid. You know what I'm talking about?
Just on that inside, yeah, like the underside of the lid.
Can't really see it on the back very well, I don't think, I guess. But yeah, it looks like Yeah, it's very strange.
I'm trying to get it up to the camera there, but yeah.
Try to. How do I? Which way?
Where?
Too much shine there. See?
Spatial reckoning. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is true. It's such a weird.
Like it looks like him flying into the.
It does. It's got that same sort of like yeah.
The shape, right? Like
Interesting.
the triangle body and the two arms.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at the originals here, some of the originals, and well, that one's got a Fry's toy sticker on it or something like that, so that's got to be an original. That is 100% have to be an original.
Yeah.
There.
And it's so cool to be looking at the card backs, and actually the stuff that's on the card back is what's available. I mean, good on Hasbro for keeping this up to date, and you got the Ecto-1 and your Fearsome Flush there. Also, you got a kid karate chopping the Bug Eye Ghost, which I would test on the air, but I don't know that that's going to go well.
No, it looks fairly identical. And to be honest, it's not one that I'd know where you could change it all that much anyway, really. Again, if we had the original, even the original was probably a fairly... Remember the Stay Puff? The material seems to change.
Different. All right, so
in this one, I am assuming it's, even in this case, the... All right.
So the Bug Eye, I just pulled the Bug Eye Ghost out just because I wanted to be stupid.
Yeah, I kind of want to open this.
But I will, and especially because I'm trying to for our audio listeners. So the Bug Eye Ghost still has that same sort of rubberized feel. It feels like the Land Before Time Pizza Hut puppets. If you guys remember those,
how can you karate chop it?
You gotta be able to karate chop it. The one thing I'm going to point this out, and I'm going to make it sound like I'm being very observant, but in fact it was pointed out for us, Chris. The eye is bigger on the Bug Eye Ghost. Yeah. So the Bug Eye Ghost. Oh.
Did they have to change the? Why would they have to?
So it was, as I understand it, this marble-sized eye that was on the original 1986 figure had to be enlarged for the 4 and up audience here that's on the card.
Right.
Because if you're my little kid, you're gonna put this in your mouth and you're gonna choke on it.
You're right. They actually did have to.
Yeah.
Resculpt the head a bit. I'm looking at a picture of the original, and he's got like proper eyebrow forehead ridges. Yeah. Before the thing gets in there. This one looks like it's
taking up more of the cranium there.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad, I mean, it's totally, it is still the Bug Eye Ghost. And let's be honest, like,
come on.
It does not, the integrity of the Bug Eye Ghost is not completely lost by the enlargement of. So now the other thing too.
That kind of worked.
Did it work? Did you karate chop it?
I sort of.
Let's see. Can I?
I sort of fisted it.
Let's see what happens here if I just.
Oh, that would work really well that time.
No, it's not gonna
make sure it's seated properly.
Trying not to. Let's get the card out of the way here. Let's get my. There we go. Let's try this. Okay, so it doesn't really pop out, at least on my end.
Mine does. Mine pops out.
Maybe if
you sure it's seated properly?
Yeah, maybe I'm not pushing it in.
Make sure the cord. Make sure the cord's not. Yeah. There we go.
Let's see here.
No. Doing the finger thing won't work. You
gotta smash it, huh?
You gotta give it a whack. See, watch.
All right.
Here we go. You ready? Right at you.
Oh, there it went. I didn't get it on camera, but I got it. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Now, I'm telling you, while the child in me is delighted by this, the adult in me kind of wants to stick a webcam in the eyeball and make this my webcam. I really, really do.
I kind of just want to, let's see if I can do this. Next time I'm on a Zoom call, it's going to put my computer to sleep if I put it down that far, but I got him on the keyboard. I'm just going to have him here.
Just stick it in front of your, get it on
exactly.
a stand. Well, in the fourth quarter projections.
AOP. So this is awesome. Bug Eye Ghost, huge hit. I know that my daughter's going to love this. I'm going to do a write-up with my daughter's thoughts later on Ghostbusters HQ. So if anybody has kids and you're wondering, hey, 4 and up, how would a 3 or a 4-year-old deal with this thing? Tune in. We're going to find out together.
This one I really, this is a good desk tchotchke one, to be honest.
Yes.
I really like.
Like if she's not into it, this has to go. It's either got to go back on my record player or once I'm able to put more shelves up and
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or find a way to wire them to your microphone stand or something.
Oh, that's true. You could just sort of chill right here. Oh, that's just probably too much weight on my. Yeah, that works. Hey, perfect. There he is.
He's gonna fall off at some point.
Yes, yeah. And everybody that's listening is gonna be like, "What the hell was that?" All right, so Bug Eye Ghost, huge hit. Fearsome Flush seems to be pretty similar to the original.
Pretty similar, without having one to actually literally compare it to. I don't know what more I can say.
I would love to hear a one-to-one, because that was my favorite part with the retro, the 4 main leads, the hero figures, comparing them to the original 1986 figures that I had and feeling how the plastic was different, seeing how they sculpted the backs a little bit differently so that the packs could situate in there a little bit better. Like just the little, not just improvements. They're just trying to improve these figures because it is, 30 plus years later, you got to do a little bit of something. Much like this guy's got to have a bigger eyeball because 30 years later, you've discovered something terrible has happened.
I like that in 20 years, I can be on some sort of pop culture antique road show and I can inform some poor schmuck that this is not an original Bug Eye Ghost.
Well, you don't have the original Bug Eye.
The eyeball takes up more of the cranium.
But because of a Walmart shipping error, you have the rare variant. No. Actually, I meant to look. Who you going to call is not present on the cards. I threw the card over there. I'm not going to go grab it on the air. But who you going to call missing on these cards too? So I guess that's still something that they did not clear or did not want to clear, I guess.
Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it?
Strange.
Who you going to call has its own separate representation compared to all the others.
Should we do this?
We should absolutely do this. Oh yeah. Now here's the funny part. When I opened the box, I went, "Wow, this is small," and I think what it turned out to be was child eyes.
I was going to say I had the same thought, but then the same thought occurred to me when I,
because I went over, I pulled it off the shelf, and it turns out it's actually. It is about the right size, so I got this standing by to compare.
I think child eyes is the good way to put it, because at one point I saw a in-box Firehouse playset, and I remember that thing as a kid was a monolith. Like it was on the top shelf at Toys R Us, and it was the biggest thing I had ever seen, and it wasn't that big. It felt so tiny, even though the Firehouse itself is huge, but you had to assemble a little bit of it. Yeah. Pretty crazy. But so before I open this guy up, because I'm going to open mine up, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Monster Party is so
gonna go old man on it here.
Oh, do some measurements. Differences so far. The only
2 3/4 inches. Okay.
If you guys can see this, the GM.
Yeah. Code. I noticed that too. That's good.
So I want to point out, so for the people that are listening on the audio as well, there's a GM code that's on the back with the UPC code on this Ecto-1. There is some, I don't know, in some of the books, like some people are like, why did they paint out the Cadillac logo from the Ectomobile in all of these photos? And it is 100% because of that logo right there and that logo right there. You have to license those logos from General Motors in order to use the Cadillac emblem. And
which is weird because this thing is...
It doesn't have to. Like the Ecto, the Kenner Ecto-1...
It's been remodeled, yeah.
Yeah, they purposely kind of did this in a cartoony way for real Ghostbusters, for the cartoon and for the toys, so that they didn't have to do that kind of stuff back in the 80s. But because I think it is such a, like, we know that this is a 59 Cadillac, I think legally they probably were like, let's just cover our bases and go to GM and make sure that all of this is kosher so that there's no, like, wait a minute, guys, Hasbro, Sony, you guys know that this is a Cadillac. It is sculpted and molded after a Cadillac.
Everybody knows it's based on a caddy. And I think what this marking shows, you can take an app and verify that it's a GM has said okay to this, which suggests that there's a middle ground where, like, Sony and them could argue, no, it's been obviously been remodeled.
Well, and
but at the exact same time, collectors are going to want to come get it anyways because it is based on an old classic, right? So,
and it's possible that General Motors has a lot of counterfeit parts and materials and stuff out there, so they're just being careful. It's not necessarily a licensing thing, but
well, if collectors are going to spend money on what they think is a GM official thingy.
Wow. Chris, I'm not going to lie to you. So for the audio here, I am pulling the Ecto body out of the box, and it's wrapped in this wax paper. But I'm not gonna, it is already evident just through looking at it through this wax paper. I'm going to put the box down here just so I can, looking at it.
Sorry, I was looking at the manual that came with it.
All of the Ectos.
I don't think it had spot color way back when.
No, well, and if you pulled the Ecto that you pulled out for comparison's sake 10 seconds ago, I have never seen one this white. It is like teeth whitening white. Because everybody look at these yellow teeth. I gotta do something about this. But my Ectos that I have are so like yellowed from the age and time and weather and sun and. Holy moly, this is the cleanest, pristinest Ectomobile I think I've ever seen in my entire life. That's crazy. It's shiny, and it is a very white. It's not an off-white like most of the Ectos look now, except for the people that go and restore their Ecto toys. Yeah,
I'm immediately going to start comparing.
Hold the two of those up to one another, just so that we can kind of see the like eggshell white versus the like flat white color here.
I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can tell.
You can totally tell. Look at the hood. You can totally
tell.
Yeah, 100%. Like this is...
Oh, I found a difference. I found differences.
All right, so I'm glad you have yours out. I should have thought about that before. Oh my God, this is why we pay you the big bucks.
Apparently I bought this for $8 at some point.
And never took the sticker off the bottom. I wish it would have come with one of the action books, the little booklets that Kenner has, because there's so many retro figures out now. They could have done like a little reproduced.
Totally could have.
But
two things I noticed. One, white nylon instead of the original black nylon. That's a minor thing, but they devised a cap to cover the crank mechanism.
Oh, interesting.
Just basic child. Keep the thingy safety.
Yeah, so interesting. I also remember like the claw, the grabber claw here, like this when you're playing around with it, not that I still play around with it all the time. But it would start getting tangled around the wheels and stuff, so I think that also kind of helps keep it anchored down. No, it's the mechanism is the mechanism different?
It makes no real difference. This is literally about covering the gear
just here
mechanism. Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Just doesn't help keep it normal. It just literally
it looked like you had something here like in between the axle on the old one that was missing. No.
No, that's just where the it's not reeled in at the moment. That's where it would
see.
Be
okay,
on the
I don't see it on the. Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
It's not there on it.
For those not familiar with it, so if I switch it into gear here, and then that noise, the noise. The
Noid. The grabber.
The stickers on mine are actually still in really good shape.
Is the grabber claw on the original a little bit different? I feel like this feels thinner on the new version than the old version.
Well, let me compare.
Grab that grabber claw. The claw. Ooh, it has chosen a tiny containment unit to pull into the rear cargo area of the car.
So it comes in the wound up position.
Yeah. I feel like this feels a little lighter to me. Again, this could be just child's eyes. Not
way shorter.
Shorter.
rope is way shorter.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's
Here,
true.
let
This
me
is
show
this
you.
is all the way out here.
There you go. See?
Wow. Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. It kind of barely clears the door.
Just enough
honest,
to haul
but,
the ghost
yeah.
in, but not enough to. Again,
we're
Lord
gonna
only
put
knows
that
what kind
in.
of help it saves. Now, I'm telling you though, the claws basically identical.
Oh, okay. The claws are identical.
Same
okay,
size, same
yeah.
durability. Yeah.
I'm just bigger and stronger.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it, Troy.
That's 100%.
You're a big boy now.
How about the roof rack? Anything different on the roof rack from the original? It's pretty much the same mold, right?
Well, interesting you should ask that. Mine doesn't have one, my original. When I bought it, it was missing its roof rack. Still is, technically.
Ah. Oh, wait.
So
yeah, where's the... Hold on a second. I was going to say, I am missing the gunner seat. There it is. It's just kind of hanging in the box. I'm so glad we're doing this. Hanging tough. There we go.
Ooh, and the little dude, who's also missing in mine, so I can't compare.
Is the little ghost guy inside the bag? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I still have the thing about the roof gunner seat on particularly my old one is it's like dusty, like because I stored it on top of the roof rack of the car, and it's just got this like very ancient fossilized dust on it that I can't get off.
Right.
I've tried everything. I can't get the dust off of it.
It seems to be about the same. Again, this is a piece that I can't imagine why they bother changing anything.
The ghost feels a little brighter and more translucent, though.
Oh yeah.
Look at, I mean, again, it's because it's brand spanking new and probably brand new plastic and
It's a harder plastic. I seem to recall as they were a tad softer originally.
Yeah, this feels very, very hard. There's no give to the plastic there whatsoever.
He looks great.
Wow,
He looks like he's on a squatty potty.
Can we call him that? Can we call him the squatty potty ghost?
Squatty
I feel
potty?
like that's
Squatty
the
potty
official
ghost?
term.
That is now.
GB Wiki, please have that updated immediately. This is we're gonna call this guy Squatty Potty from
Squatty Potty.
here on out.
I mean, even look at the face. He's like, I've been here for an hour.
Taco Bell. Ah! Childish, and I love it.
Childish.
We're children. Yeah, this is awesome.
I can't see anything different. Like it's, like I said, other than that the string and the cap on the bottom.
I mean, and the interior, again, everything feels a lot glossier, and I think that's just the tides of time. Like the interior seat here has a nice shine to it, a great little luster that my Ecto that I have here doesn't. The windshield, like all of the glass elements feel very, transparent and see-through and clean. Like they haven't clouded over as they do in time, especially in the rear, like the limousine glass here in the back, like hasn't really. It's so clean. It's it's old, but it's brand new. My brain is exploding here. I don't know how to explain things. It's like it's the old car, but it's brand new.
Looking over the sticker sheet here.
Yeah, how does the Ecto-1 license plate look about the same to you? Because it looks like the font looks a little different, at least on. All right, so there's the sticker sheet.
Yes.
Do you have the original? The font. The original kind of felt more license plate-y, didn't it? Like New York.
Well, yeah, they gave it like an embossed look to the edges here. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to.
That's
see
interesting.
How close? How can you look and tell me? Can you see?
Yeah, a little bit. Like the font itself looked like it's kind of embossed, so I'll try to hold it up for comparison's sake.
Whereas yours is just like a flat,
very clean font. Yeah,
sans serif. The one in the original.
It doesn't feel like it has that metallic drop shine.
No,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
So these reprinted stickers may be a little different than the original designs. You also get this. I don't believe that this was in the original. This nice Warning and advertisement. Warning. Strangulation hazard. Long cord. Not for children under 3 years. Hey, do you think that that's why the cord is shorter?
Yeah, they both warn you about it and then make the change to avoid it in the first place.
I mean, same thing with Bug-Eye Ghost. If they have to increase the size of the eyeball so that it's not a choking hazard, the strangulation hazard, and this legal disclaimer that comes with it, that's probably why. Because then it's not long enough to wrap around somebody's throat.
Small parts may be generated, meaning crap may break off and be a problem.
Right. Again, stay tuned. See how my 3-year-old going on 4 does with it. She is so excited, by the way. My daughter is so pumped. Like when this box came, I was like, ultimately what's in here is for you. And she is like, when are you doing the video with Chris? And I was like, a Wednesday night, like we normally do. So what day do I get the toy? I'm like, Thursday morning when you wake up. Like, she is so pumped. It is not even funny. Right now,
I'm hitting the scanner. That's going on a t-shirt. That's
pretty awesome. Yeah, that's
it's not even a proper representation of the car. Like, it's a weird cartoon squished version of it, which is just awesome.
All right, so I'm putting the Mooglies on here. This is the nerd in me. As I'm putting the sticker on. I'll do it too. The correct way to do it is that it's a little askew. Like the hands are not quite at 10 and 2 or whatever. It's got to be kind of. I couldn't bring myself to. It looks correct. The OCD in me wants to level that out. I know it's not completely accurate to the car.
I've discovered another small.
You got another change?
Small difference.
I feel like the back windshield sticker is different too. It's just a flat blue.
Well, the original was a flat blue. I can show you. It's a lighter blue, but that might be from.
Oh, it was flat. Okay, I thought it had like a gradient to it.
The sticker is their ability to die cut the sticker has much improved.
Yeah, there's less of a matte line around the sticker, that's for sure.
Yeah, when you pull this off, it is exact. Like, to the way they design them is that they do a bleed. Like, you see the thick black bit around the head and the hands.
So that when you pull it out of there, you've got a nice clean line.
Nice clean line. Same with the red on the outside.
Yeah.
It's bigger than it needs to be. It is exact around the fingers. Whereas in the original, here, can you see?
Yeah.
See how it's got the square cut around the hand?
Yeah, it had
They
that
couldn't do
white,
the fingers. It was just
that
a very
white border,
simple
that white stroke around it. Yep. I did, and because that's the other thing is you would see like when you're going to purchase these secondhand, you would see some of the stickers peeling off, and you'd be like, oh, it's still just into the bleed. So if I just kind of like take an X-Acto knife and slice around that, it still looks about right. Yeah, you're right. The good news is that the printing process and the cutting, it's probably just all like laser cut out at this point.
Oh yeah.
Of the stickers.
Sorry, this has turned into a weird impromptu alternate universe Ecto build episode.
It really has.
Instead of using screws and metal and plastic, the two of us putting together toys for children.
Yeah, but it's very fun. There are no words to describe the fact that I am sitting here putting stickers. And I messed it up. Oh no. There are no words to describe having that feeling like I did when I was a kid putting on my G.I. Joe stickers. And I'm like, oh no, can I peel it off and it's going to ruin it? I just barely missed the back windshield here.
The windshield is clearer. It's still got a blue tint to it. That may be age, although mine's in decent enough shape that just a slightly better plastic. It's also made to fit a lot better. Like on mine, I can see right at the top where the mold,
that bubble
ends and all that.
Yeah, you're right.
Whereas on mine, it extends up nicely up to the top, so it's a nice clean.
Yeah, it's flush on the new version here, where you're right. It bubbled a little bit higher up on the light bars.
I'm looking at the side windows as an example.
And the side windows had a little bit of a bubble to them.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing here. There's a noticeable gap. Here we go again. so yeah, like you were showing me, there's a noticeable gap at the top of the light.
Because look at how that light bar is situated in there versus like the new light bar where it's
versus the brand new one, which is just perfect fit.
It's different. I mean, it's all the manufacturing thing. Again, they're not changing it; they're just improving upon it, which is probably
which
the
begs
whole
the
point
question.
of it.
I'd love to talk to somebody about how they did that, because common wisdom is that they started with, they have the original molds and they're making copies. It's like, they're interjecting themselves into the process to improve it in a bunch of places.
Well, and we saw in that video from the Hasbro Pulse streaming day, remember there was when they were doing the Ghostbusters presentation and they were talking about working on the Ghostbusters line, and we saw the people tooling a Slimer which is still yet to be released. The Slimer where he's wearing the proton pack. They had the kind of Fright Features Slimer action. So we know that they were resculpting and retooling things. Yeah. Probably based upon new methods of manufacturing, new methods of assembly, because they probably have to update things for their assembly plants. Everything has to be
we know they do a lot of laser scanning and all that now. Like, did they maybe have access to the original molds?
Oh, I'm sure they had to have. Yeah, I'm sure.
Do a couple of test prints, then hand that off to the sculptors to like fiddle with and adjust
and then sort of retool.
Do you just scan everything into a computer and then fix it in CAD and let the computer spit out the new molds? Love to talk manufacturing details with them, because I have so many little questions.
I mean, to be completely, that's probably you probably hit it right on the head there. It's having the computerized tools to go into ZBrush and CAD and things and resculpt things so that it fits just a little bit more, so that you can resculpt this light bar so that it looks like the way that it used to, but it fits. It just recesses into the white mold a little bit better. Yeah. But man, this is again
also to ask them, license plate font. What up with that?
Yeah, that is different. I wonder if with the license plate font, I wonder if it was something that was maybe hand illustrated in the 80s. And maybe because of the fidelity of the image, maybe because of the resolution of what the stickers were in the 80s, and their new printing process, maybe it didn't hold up, maybe it degraded too much and it didn't look right, so they had to recreate it. And when they had to recreate it, they had to do it digitally, and they had to do it with a font that was licensed, and there had to have been like something. It is a little different. Look at that Ecto-1 plate. It's a little different.
I really wish,
but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Get that. I'm trying to get that close so people.
Yeah, it's tough, especially with our webcams. It just doesn't adjust
focus. Focus.
Nah.
Focus.
But at any rate, I mean, again, it's just a small variation, a small change. It's also going to be something that will help us differentiate between the old models and the new models. Like you'll be able to look at those light bars, you'll be able to look at the stickers on the front license plate and be like, that's one of the reissues. So
as you can see from the nylon cord on the back, it is much shorter and it is white. This is not an original.
Yeah, and
how much do you think
the
it's
nylon
worth?
Cord, 100%. Yeah,
nylon cord.
You're doing your traveling roadshow there. Antiques.
Totally.
So
the die cut stickers. Anybody who's keeping track of these things, write them down, because they'll be handy to future collectors, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh, 100%. People out there are still, recreating the Ecto stickers, the Ecto-1A stickers. I know a lot of people that are buying these and reprinting the Ecto-1A stickers so that they can have a nice, pristine version of the 1A, which was a lot harder to get. But very cool. Again, thank you so much to Hasbro for sending these to us. This is beautiful. This is amazing.
Look beautiful on the.
I kind of don't want to give
shelf.
it to my daughter. I kind of want to hang on to it, but I've got another one coming from Walmart, so it's okay. This one is hers, and then I'll keep the other one that's coming. So very cool. These will be available. You can pre-order them now through Walmart.com, and they will be shipping in the first week of August, as we last heard. The Ghosts are available. Bug-Eye Ghost and Fearsome Flush are available as well on Walmart.com and have been hitting shelves in a lot of places. In the UK, our UK listeners are like, you guys didn't have these yet? I thought these have been out for a long time. Like, people have already had them. Squatty Potty is available for signings, bookings, and if you want to have him come to your convention at a local convention center near you, please hit us up. We only get 10% on his commission. So
Squatty Potty is a trademark. We may have to
Squatty
come up with a better pun.
Yeah.
Squatty Potter or
I think Warner Brothers would sue us for that one, even though it's still a little far left of that.
You're a squatter, Potter.
Squatter Potter. Yes, so that was very fun, Chris Stewart. My goodness. I just realized I have in my frame. It doesn't matter to the people on audio, but you can actually still see the Ecto here. It's kind of fun. Anyway, sir, what do you got in terms of final thoughts for this week? A different episode for us. It was like an impromptu build episode, but we kept it snappy. So hopefully all the people that say that they're bored by the episodes are okay by it. No pressure. This guy's going to listen to you while your final thoughts are.
I had no final thoughts. I was really heavily focused on this. And really I had questions going in, like I expressed, and I have more now. Like, I would love to know, Sony, if you want any two guys to like do a short web how it's made version for these toys.
Oh, that would be fun.
Troy and I volunteer because I really kind of want to see how from start to finish. How do you resurrect these toys? And how do you decide between what you're keeping and what you're tweaking? Like, I'm looking at the box, and I know for a fact this box is a much higher resolution fidelity.
Oh, the
box,
the original. Yeah, the printing is higher resolution. The edges are sharper.
Everything had to be changed. Like, I don't think in the original, you see the logo on the car. You see how crisp it is?
I think again,
compared to
I think that's a result of modern printing techniques where they have to do that.
I think somebody touched it. Like, somebody took the original and literally
just sort of
it up,
rescanned and cleaned up the original artwork, because the original artwork exists. We've seen like Art of RGB. A few of our collectors out there own this artwork, like this original Kenner artwork that was used for the product. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we can get our friends at Hasbro to have one of the leads, the project leads, come on and just talk to us about that process, because one of the funnest, it's late, guys. One of the funnest things that I've done in my career is I went to Hasbro in Rhode Island, and I got to document how they make a transformer from start to finish. You know, the concept to the sculptor to the guys that paint it to the actual manufacturing. It was so much fun, and I would love to hear what they did in order to take a retro toy that we all know and love, that, you know, millions and millions of kids had, and just cleaned it up and made it different and made it like, look at how clean and pristine it looks. Look at the hubcaps. Everything is just so clean on it. I found
the Ecto 1A box art original. It is very nice looking. So I think what happens is in my memory, whoever did the original cover art, it is really sweet. It's just never translated onto the box because of the box. Whatever the 4-color process was back then, you know, with the little dots and stuff like that, it just didn't come through as well.
Mass printing, mass production techniques, and all the packaging and things like that, all very different. Yeah,
I am looking at the door, the Ghostbusters 2 logo on the door. Painted. It is part of the artist added it. Whereas I guarantee you, I'm looking at the one on this new box. They probably did it on the old one. The guy hand painted it. This one, they photoshopped in. It's even got a little TM. They photoshopped in the proper official logo.
Interesting.
Just so that
they could trademark it and put all the legal.
It's identical on the.
Interesting.
Like, if you're gonna show that logo anywhere from now on, it's got to be interesting to ask Depredan Schoening and all that every time they showed off the logo on a shoulder or something. Did he have to Photoshop it in?
You got to Photoshop it in and put the TM to make sure that it's
at a certain point. Did he have to use the logo file versus him approximating it in his art?
And for poor Dan, with the attention of detail that he puts into stuff, like he may have done that just to avoid. Yeah. But anyway, so yes, if you are a fan, if you do not miss out on this is going to be one of those things that if you do not get the Ecto-1, you're going to be kicking yourself later when it is no longer available, and you don't want to pay the eBay prices that are going to be crazy on this thing. So
hang on now, come on! I found the original. Somebody actually did a box art comparison one to the other, and I'm telling you, I'm right. The logo on the original was painted in by the
Painted
artist.
in. Yeah. But
There's some subtleties too, like the shading and all that. Like it's almost like they did an extra level of shading on the color of their uniforms that wasn't original there in the original. And
interesting. Yeah,
I don't know. It's
it'd be good to do like a photo series, just 1-to-1, if we can get like the original Ecto-1 box and out of box, and just put them side by side, and just so we can sit and pore over all the tiny details. A little bit better off, to sit and pore over a still frame as opposed to listening to two blabbermouths on a
two lug
podcast.
nuts talking
Trying
over.
to talk through
But yeah,
it.
I'm like I said, this original that I found versus the new one. It's there's obviously a print quality. The digital artist who cleaned it up did a lot of color shifting and cleaning up and balancing. The logo change. It's impressive.
Nice.
Really
Yeah.
impressive.
Making it better. That's all they're doing, is just making it better.
Yeah, just making it better. Pretty.
Well,
Pretty.
we got T-2 weeks when you listen to this until Ghostbusters Day. So
Ghostbusters Day.
Hold on to your hats, because it's going to be a fun one, I'm sure. Plenty of things
my
probably
final
coming.
thought.
Yeah, what you got?
What's everybody gonna do for Ghostbusters Day?
I'm going to bake a cake.
I mean, us as the fans make
Yeah.
a cake. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I think we should ask now, because by the time you listen to this and we record the next one, it'll be out just barely
week
prior
prior.
to Ghostbusters
Yeah.
Day. So maybe tell us what you're going to do. And then
Yeah.
when the day comes, send us pictures, right? Are you going to mix? I noticed the Alberta Ghostbusters did a little video on mixing up your... It might have been based on the Chicago Ghostbusters. I haven't watched it fully, but how to make your own Ecto Cooler at home.
Right. Yeah. Just adding food coloring to the is it Juicy Juice? One of those ones that
One of them?
I was like, really? It's that easy? Okay.
Michigan, I think, made homemade Twinkies, and it really got me thinking about Bon Appetit's gourmet makes, where she remade Twinkies.
Michigan made a big Twinkie. I don't know.
They made one big
It was like
Twinkie,
one
and
big like baking sheet size.
I want to make original
big
little
Twinkie.
ones, just because hers looked amazing. Like she made a nice meringue type filling for the middle and figured it out. And
Yeah,
you can
gourmet.
buy molds. You can go online and buy yourself a silicone oven safe mold to make the Twinkie shape. So I think that
Yeah.
might be what I do. But what's everybody else going to do?
Tell us.
And don't
hit the
just say
voicemail.
watch the movie. Do something else.
Do something else. Yeah.
This is the last Ghostbusters Day before there will be a new Ghostbusters movie to
Can
talk
you
about
believe
on
it?
Ghostbusters Day.
Holy
let's maybe dress it up a little bit.
Yeah. So tell us, hit the voicemail, hit the
Let us
social
know.
media, let us know what you're going to be doing for Ghostbusters Day. Also, my apologies to you, Chris, because the Deke Peaks t-shirt is still not up as we are recording this, because it has been extremely busy for me, but it will
It
be
has
up.
been very busy.
So for those of you that have been waiting for the awesome Deadliners Extreme Ghostbusters inspired shirt, it is amazing. Chris has sent me the files and they're incredible. It's just a matter of me getting it to our printer and getting it all set up. And I haven't done it. I'm sorry, Chris. So by the time that you listen to or see this episode, it will be up. I promise you. It's going up this weekend. So go pick that up. Ghostbustershq.net/shop. It is a limited time release. So if you want it, you better act fast. And please, again, hit us up. We're here. That last episode where we just answered your questions was a whole lot of fun. So if you just want to speak your mind, we are here for you all at all times. But until next week, the week before Ghostbusters Day, see you on the other side. Do 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 do. Da, da, da.